Hi everyone, we're recording here at Celtic Park. Can you believe they've actually let us inside Celtic Park and they've been good enough to give us about 10-15 minutes to do a wee video. Stevie is absolutely buzzing because what just happened literally 30 seconds ago, Stevie?
I just met my favourite player, Josip Juranovic. Josip Juranovic. I'm actually singing, can you believe that?
He's so buzzing, honestly. Went and asked Josip for a photo, and we'll put that on the screen now so people can see it. Sorry about the guy with Josip Juranovic there, but yeah, we're obviously joyous. We're absolutely delighted. Celtic have finished the league season. We won 6-0 today against Motherwell. We've just been chatting to Ange Postecoglou, been chatting to Callum McGregor, someone else, Giacomakis as well. We'll bring you that tomorrow on the channel, and Celtic Park is now in clean-up mode. It's finished for the season. We're not going to play here, I think, for a couple of months, Stevie. And yeah, we're here inside Celtic Park. We're going to have a wee chat about what we've just witnessed, and I think we should probably start with the incredible scenes at full time. You were crying basically because you had something stuck in your throat, genuinely, but they were amazing, weren't they?
Yeah, I was crying. Like, it was funny because we were talking to Ange, then within the last 30 seconds when Ange was rounding up, I was going to ask something stuck in my throat, and Hamish just turned round and I'm actually tears coming down my face.
I thought Ange had said something incredibly moving, which he did, to be fair.
To me it was probably insulting, and rightly so, but no, unbelievable scenes, unbelievable to be here at Celtic Park, and what an end to what has been one of our favourite seasons ever.
It's been, I think, the most memorable Celtic season ever. It's just been incredible, it's been exhilarating, it's been taxing. It's been everything this season, and it's just ended in the most amazing way. I mean, today, Ange made an interesting point there when we were just chatting to him. He said he felt he sensed something in the players after Tannadice on Wednesday. Their season wasn't over. They wanted to turn up today, and I think he said it was a comma on Wednesday night. Today was the full stop for the end of the season, and I sensed that. I thought there was a real impetus about Celtic today. They wanted to put on a show, and the performance was incredible. We were just right at it. Motherwell couldn't deal with us at all. This is the best trophy day I think I can remember having. I mean, winning the Invincible treble that year was good, but today was just, the atmosphere was incredible, and it was just the perfect end to the greatest Celtic season I can remember. Now there's a bit of recency bias there. We've had amazing seasons in the past, Invincible season, 07, 08, 05, 06, Martin O'Neill seasons, but this has been amazing this year. Yeah,
I think this is because when you think of last season, we don't want to keep harping on about last season. It was painful. Yeah. We couldn't be here. This brilliant stadium, it's essentially home, isn't it? We couldn't be here to even vent our frustrations or anything and encourage the team. And you saw this season when things weren't going well, we could do that, and it's made such a difference. And we've got a manager that we were fighting alongside. We've got players that are so likeable. Ange said he brought in not only good players, good people. And you can tell, Hamish, a lot of these guys in this team are good people, and you're rooting for them all the way. And I have to say, this is one of my top 3 seasons by far. As you say, it's just been an incredible ending, and I'm still actually in disbelief that we've managed to do this here. And fair play to the staff at the club for letting us do this too. Yeah, I'm just waiting on us getting huckled out any minute, and we're getting some funny looks, everyone. It's just been everything this season, all the way back to the start. And I had a wee Hamish carton of water today, the Radnor spring water, because it reminded me of the first game here against Midtjylland, and it's incredible. If you'd have said at that stage you'll be here celebrating a title, you would never have believed it. Listen, I want to chat a bit about Tom Rogic and Nir Bitton, 2 players who played their final game for Celtic today. 2 incredible moments, genuine emotion. When Tom Rogic was walking off, when all the players, they kind of went into a brief huddle, didn't they? Joe Hart ran 40 yards to congratulate Tom Rogic, not on today, but on his 9 years at Celtic. Successful years, is that?
And I don't know what you think of this. Last season Scott Brown left, and that was obviously a massive change, probably even bigger than Bitton and Rogic, right? Today feels more like the end of an era than the end of an era, but it's also the start of something as well. This is the start of this team. Ange even said, we're going to be bigger, we're going to be better, we're going to be stronger next season. But it does feel like something ended today with Nir Bitton and Rogic moving on, and we've now only really got James Forrest and Callum McGregor left of what you would call, the Invincible team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would agree with that, but at the same time, it's slightly sad, but you've got to also say Celtic are still always going to move on with that. The way I see it is, I don't ever think I would personally go over and Celtic could move on after Henrik Larsson, and we did.
We managed.
And we have, so that's a barometer. When you've got somebody like Henrik Larsson moving on, Celtic are still going to evolve, are still going to bring in new players, are going to bring in new heroes, and you know what Tom Rogic and Neil Beaton have achieved here has been incredible.
Favourite Rogic? Well, that's a stupid. Apart from the cup final winner, favourite Rogic moment?
The goal at Ibrox just recently.
Really?
Really, that was a big one for me, because I've got a newfound respect for Rogic, and I will go on record here and say, I'm not going to be a hypocrite and say that I didn't have my moments where Rogic frustrated me and it upped me, but this season I have just been right behind him. He's transformed his game, he's been fitter, he's been hungrier, he's weighed in with some important goals. He dragged us through December, changed the game at Pittodrie as well, remember?
Yeah.
With that ball through for Montgomery.
Came on as a sub that day.
Changed that, and in general, just whenever we've needed Tom Rogic, there's been a few games he's not been at the races this season, but see, generally over the years, he's been a real big player for us, and we're going to miss him, man.
Scored a lot of big goals. They had the VT running, and the amount of big goals, you actually forget some of the big goals, like cup final goals that you forget. His record at Hampden's incredible. I know I said not to mention that Aberdeen final, but I mean, you're talking about emotion. That day was just absolutely incredible, and I think if Tom Rogic had done nothing else in his Celtic career before or after that, I would still have absolutely loved him and seen him as a legend for that moment. So Tom Rogic, thank you for everything. You've been an amazing Celtic player, and you've gone out on top, which is so important. And you can say the same for Neil Beaton, who I think history will be really kind to Neil Beaton, and I don't mean that in terms of, you know, kind of unfairly kind to him. I think he deserves every bit of it, but I think the fact that he's been part of, and he's stuck around for this final season to win the league under Ange and be such an important player. Ange clearly loved Neil Beaton, and he said as much in the press conference yesterday, and I think people will remember Neil Beaton really fondly. You never know, you know, to what level someone's legacy, you know, will be seen by fans, but I think Neil Beaton and obviously Tom Rogic are two names that in 20-30 years people look back and go, they give so much for the club, and those were the glory days.
Look what, I mean, genuinely, look what they've won.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. You just need to look at their honours. Look what they've been a part of. Look what they've won. Look what they've helped the club achieve. Enough said, really. And Neil Beaton, what?
I met Martin O'Neill as well. I just need to say that. Put it on screen. There we go. Carry on, Stevie.
Neil Beaton, I've got to be honest, there's been moments where he has been annoying for us through the years. But that's a big reason as well. You've had 4 managers keep him around at the club and see him as an important player to utilise within the squad. So overall, Neil Beaton has been a big player for Celtic, and I wish him all the best.
In terms of the players who played today, Kyogo was just incredible, back to his best. That second goal, wow.
Can I, honest to God, I can't get over that. You know, I'm screaming.
Was it Ralston with the pass?
Aye, because I'm screaming like I always say to you in games, I notice with Kyogo, all the runs that he makes, and the players just aren't quick enough at times to, you know, feed the ball through to him. And it's a couple of times Rogic dilly-dallied, and then McGregor did too. And Kyogo was getting so frustrated. And then, of all people, Anthony Ralston played like a ball at Iniesta or something over the top. What a finish. Honestly,
Iniesta's a good choice of player as well for Kyogo.
What a finish.
Yeah.
Stood up, just applauding that man. That was just incredible.
The finish was just amazing. It was like in the net before he even realised he'd made it to it.
Technique.
And can I just chat about Giakoumakis, because how good is this guy? That overhead kick, he attempted one at Tannadice. I don't know if you remember.
First
it didn't
half.
come off at all. That overhead kick today was sensational. I mean, to have the audacity to try that. We were chatting to him as well. Again, you'll hear it tomorrow on the channel. But I mean, I've said for a while he's my favourite Celtic player. I just absolutely love that guy. I love everything he says. He just gets the club. I know that's something that's overused to the max. He gets it, but Giakoumakis gets it, and he also gets scoring goals.
Can I just say a wee bit of info from what I asked Giakoumakis in case you don't put it on the channel?
I'm going to cut it. Don't worry.
Yeah, he probably will. But what was a quite nice moment with Giakoumakis is when I asked him, like, he went through a lot of difficulties in the first half of the season, as we know. Second half, he's really kicked on, and I asked him, is he feeling more settled in the city? Is his family happy? Is he happy? And he said yes, and that's been a big part of why his form has improved. He's obviously getting to grips with Glasgow, and he's enjoying the place now. And his family are happy there too, so I think that can't be overstated.
I do, yeah.
But thanks for that, Hamish. Bit of insight there for the
You're
fans.
So glad we're finished games now. You don't need to chat to me for 2 months.
2 months, I'm done. This is my last appearance.
And what a way to go out. Try to think what else. Yeah, I mean, just today was just incredible. The post-match celebrations were brilliant. Rogic and Beaton both got their moment. I thought Christopher Julian probably... Is that you tearing up again?
No.
I thought Christopher Julian basically signalled that he's probably leaving the club. You might not be aware, he came over there to the standing section, you can probably see in the background, and gave a bit of waving. To me, that was a signal that Julian won't be there. So that'll be Julian leaving the club as well. And again, I think he goes with everyone's best wishes. Just hasn't quite worked out recently. Ange's speech, did it live up to expectation? It was probably shorter than I thought. It wasn't quite how I'd imagined it, but that last bit, I can't remember exactly, I'm paraphrasing,
David Turnbull behind you.
We'll be better, we'll be stronger, and it was a special moment. So you completely off track now. I'm starstruck, everyone. If Joe Hart walks by, we're definitely getting a decent out of him. But it was special. What was your thoughts on the Ange speech?
Again, like you say, it was a very special moment. It was like all this season we have been behind the big man. We've been rooting for him, and for him to finally be a winner was just a brilliant moment. Yeah. And what was quite noticeable as well was usually in trophy days of the past, we saw it under Dyler. I even saw it under Rodgers' second season when it was like the ground poured in 90 minutes.
This was different.
Everybody stayed. I would say you had a few people leaving.
Do you think the fact we'd only won the league a few days earlier made a difference? Because back in Rodgers' day, it was like the trophy day came like 4 months after we won the league.
Can I be honest? I just think it's the grip Ange's got on us as fans, man.
You're probably right.
Everybody was here.
I got the impression everyone just wanted to milk this day for as much as it was worth, because I think everyone realises what a difficult long season this has been, full of good moments and bad moments, and the fact we're not going to be back here seeing this team for 2 months. I think everyone, I mean, we came in to do the fan media stuff like an hour and a half after full time, and there was still people here. There's a couple of guys from Australia that are probably watching this. I think Melbourne they're from.
Nick.
I don't ask names because I'm ignorant. Stevie's the guy who
I just introduced. He actually shouted for me once.
Yeah, I know. I think because he was too nervous to meet
the
big dog.
He was
the easy one to go
the guy
for.
Nick was he was in the same team as Ange Postecoglou.
He went to the same school
as well.
Played
in the same team. He was showing his nice
photos.
And
I need to give a shout out to Greg as well, who was pestering me during that second half. Legend. His dad as well. I can't remember his name. He's from Bucky, or maybe that's what he was drinking earlier. I'm not sure. One of the two. But hi to Greg. Met so many people today. And I think everyone was just. I think that's the thing I want to just say is the smiles on people's faces today. Everyone was so happy. And when you this is a bit where I tear up, because you can compare it to when Ange came to the club, the dark cloud that was over this football club, and this guy came in from Australia himself. He didn't bring anyone with him. He did it himself. I know he says his family came and they helped him and all that, and I'm sure that they played a massive part. But he's done this himself, Ange. He's brought players to the club. He's done it all himself when the club was in turmoil. And look what he gave us today. One of my best days ever supporting Celtic. The smiles on everyone's faces. It was an incredible day, and just a bit like Tom Rogic, if Ange left tomorrow, he would still probably be my favourite Celtic manager ever. And I think he's going to achieve even more in the future. I can't even put into words how much he means to me and what he's done.
Yeah, I don't want to do recency bias or that. It's got a way to go to become my favourite ever, perhaps.
You're much older than me.
I see you turned round there, well done. But I do genuinely love Ange. I mean, I haven't personally taken to a Celtic manager like this in my lifetime. Not since Martin O'Neill in 2000 when he first came. And again, we were a mess. Finished 21 points behind Rangers, as you remember. And then all of a sudden he said he's going to do everything he can to bring success back to Celtic, and he did. And I really hope Ange can eclipse that. But I absolutely love Ange. I love what he's done for us. I appreciate it so much. And he's just a very likeable guy, and I can only see that sort of relationship continuing between the fans and him, because I just can't see him changing.
I think we just have to emphasise that, like what he's done. I just have to say it again. I mean, everybody came here to Celtic Park today looking forward to it. The scenes that we saw today were like scenes I've never seen in a trophy day before. With the possible exception of the Invincible season, but that was something very different. I think Ange has just given us so much, and there's just far more to come. Any other players you want to pick out? I mean, Carter Vickers was just brilliant again today. That guy's just so underrated. Callum McGregor again, I mean, you love him. He was excellent again, and I think it's interesting that Celtic wanted to put on a real performance today. They didn't just want to turn up. And the point I want to make that I tweeted, we scored in the last minute of the season. Now Ange comes in at the start of the season and says we don't stop, we never stop. Is that not just so fitting that we scored? I think it wasn't even the last minute, it was like the last kick of the season.
Brilliant. I want to also say Daizen Maeda was outstanding today.
Yeah.
I believe, was that 2 or 3 assists he got today?
Not sure.
Well, either way, I thought he was brilliant today. He was just an absolute live wire, and then he gave that O'Donnell a moment's peace.
What about him kicking the ball onto the park to try and slow us down?
Who?
You had to,
no, I'm trying to remember here.
Wait,
Orwin was 2 in the park.
Yeah.
And Graham Alexander was greeting. Yes, I do remember now. Sorry, it was a quick game. It just flew in, all right.
But at the start of the show, the Celtic Park DJ, Live It Up.
Yes, and they also.
Hey there, you. I get in trouble for singing, so I'm not doing it anymore.
I'm not doing the singing anymore either after the JJ one, but he did also play Paramore, I think, at half time.
It was rocking as well.
Indeed.
It was bouncing. I could honestly. I think, see when Celtic roll up for pre-season, I think it's Blackburn Rovers. We play. I think we're still going to be here chatting because I could honestly stay forever. I honestly
think pre-season crowds, you always see it's usually half full now. I think it's going to be. I think you'll be 3/4 full for the return of this team again, especially with new faces as well. Yeah,
we're just going to go from strength to strength. I think we should probably wrap it up because we've probably overstayed our welcome a little bit. We're going to head over to Merchant City now. We're going to be speaking to people. So if you happen to watch this video and you're still out and you see 2 average to bad, ugly guys standing with a camera,
well,
come over and chat to us, and I think we're going to put that together in tomorrow's video with the stuff from Ange today. Now, we had a few people actually tweeting me saying that they are maybe working, living around the rest of the world, and they wanted maybe to be able to do something. So we have made a Gmail account that we want you to send your videos in, just talking about anything. You can be drunk, you can be sober, I'd probably rather the latter, chatting about anyone you want, chatting about a moment this season, about the channel, about Stevie's diet. You can chat about anything you want. The only stipulations are you do it landscape, please, and please try and keep it to around about a minute or less, because we're probably going to get hundreds of these, if not thousands, and I want to really get them all in a video. You probably won't all get in the video, but we'll pick out the best ones and put them into a video next week. We're going to have loads of award shows. We're going to have Jackie McNamara back in the channel next week. So much happening, and yeah, probably. We had a lot of people, saying to me today how much they enjoy the channel, and sometimes seem quite blasé about it. We do genuinely appreciate everyone who watches the channel. Last season it was horrendous doing this job. It was still enjoyable, but not a lot of the time. This season has just been an incredible campaign. And it's been much easier doing this job, so we appreciate every single person who watches the channel, who comments, who comes up and says hi. Even if you're abusing one of us, we really don't mind it. We're big enough and ugly enough to take it.
You're certainly big enough.
I know. That's the other thing people realise when they turn up and meet me. Stevie from Celtic Park, which I can't quite believe I'm saying, give us the final comment on today, on the season, on anything.
It's just been fantastic from start to finish. There's been more ups and downs, and it has been amazing to be chatting to everyone. And that's it. I think it's now Merchant City bound, Hamish. All I can say is 3 words. Not long now.
And Celtic tweeted it as well.
Yes.
I've just seen Joe Hart. He's just up there. Do you think that means he's coming this way? Will we prolong this for a few minutes in the hope that Joe Hart comes on and we can get
Why
him?
not?
Why don't tell
him about the not long now story then?
So. I can't be bothered. But basically, Stevie has this bit of patter. You've probably heard it on the channel, and Celtic ended up tweeting it out today. So it was pretty special. Right, I think we'll say goodbye then. It's been amazing. Thank you, Celtic. Thank you, Ange Postecoglou. Thank you, Stevie. Thank you, everyone, for watching it. We will speak to you tomorrow.